Yo, subscribo!
82 months of throwing money at Florida man.
Hello, welcome back to the stream. And Amazon hitting me with the 82-month resub. That's crazy. 82 months. You gotta stop throwing it, you know? Welcome on in. How are you all doing today? Did Wiz get a new lamp or a skeleton decor for you? Nah. No new lamps. No skeleton decor. None of that, unfortunately. It just wasn't in the budget for the new lamp, you know. We got a half coddy sawed in half. That's true. That is true. Well, it's more so for just to be a little bit more comfortable. They say they can't sleep on it, but it's really just for more comfortability. I realized I needed to put together the deck that I was going to play tonight, and I didn't put together the deck I was going to play tonight. So I'm quickly looking at the deck list. 6, 7, 9. Okay. So I can put the deck together. That goes down. There was also just an update to TCG Live. They were doing a lot of work on it today, so I'm hoping we don't have any of the horrific issues we have been having. So there's that. I'm really excited. Professional streamer right here, folks. Me? Never. Never. Alright, I like that. I don't know if some of these, the versions that this deck has, I'm like, I don't know that I want. I don't know that I care for some of these changes. So I'm going to be playing basically a mismatch of this list that I've been given. How many cards am I missing right now? I need one more card. All right. I don't know that I really care for this one, but we'll put it in. I know you also can't see my screen right now, and that's okay. All right. I think I have everything that I want, because it would be minus that to plus that. What is the other minus? Am I missing a Pokemon? Because I want to have this fully built before I show it to you, so that way I know what I'm talking about. It'd be minus that to add that, but how does that get added in? What? Oh, minus that. Okay, cool. I'm okay with this change. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. So, it has been a while since I've streamed. Vacation was great. Very enjoyable time. Less excited about no longer being on vacation, because very much so was enjoying not working. You know, it was great times. Hope you all have been well in the 2 weeks that it's been. No, it hasn't been 2 weeks. Maybe it's been like a week and a half since I streamed. Since I streamed last. It's been a little comfortable. I'm dying. You know, it's a little more comfortable. It's just a little bit. Hope you all have been well. So yeah, we are playing a version of Raging Bolt tonight, which I have decided is not Bolt, but Bolt Box, because it's not Raging Bolt so much as you remember it, but it's more of a toolbox deck, because Bolt it's kind of your in-game cleanup. You're mostly attacking with like Mega Kangaskhan or Wellspring Ogrepon. This is also a list that mainly came from Ian Robb, that was shown to me by one of my friends who was like watching all the stuff, and I was like, oh, that's kind of fun, and I played with it yesterday, and then I took it to a challenge last night, and went 4-1 with it. My only loss was due to a misplay that I did because it was my first day playing the deck, but it played really well, and it was really fun. So I want to play around with a different version of it tonight. The change that I'm playing is playing with Pecharunt, as your basically get out of retreat lock free card, and then also instead of the version I was playing last night that played 2 trumpets, it's only playing 1 trumpet, and it's playing a judge. And then instead of 11 grass energy, it's playing 9 grass energy, which I did feel like the 11 was a lot. So it's playing 9 grass energy with a Zerosix and the addition of the Pecharunt. Those were that math. Johan, how are you doing? Welcome on in. Doing well, doing well. So with my with my placement last night with my challenge, for my 2026 points, I currently have 194 challenge points. I am not doing a run for Worlds. I am doing a run for Ace Trainer, which requires me to have 200 champion points. I said challenge points, champion points, which requires me to have 200 champion points. So I'm currently 6 champion points shy. So my current cup placements, because only your best 4 finishes count towards your point total. I have a first place, a second place, and 2 third places. For my challenges, I have a second, fourth, third, and 7th. So I'm going to a cup this weekend, and if I can get second place at that cup, it fixes everything. Because I'll go up from having 32 points to up to 40 points, or if I can win the cup, but second place would be fine. Or if I can take my other 7th place challenge and turn that into a challenge win, which will give me 15 points, which does the math. Or also, I think a second place also gets me there. No, only a first place challenge will get me there. Or a first place challenge and then another second place somewhere. So I have time, but I want to try and get all that done before NAIC, because also the other option is I do well enough at NAIC to get points, which I think is top 1,024 or whatever. But I don't want to put that pressure on me, because I had that pressure on myself for Orlando and I choked, and I don't want to have to do that to myself at NAIC, and I just want to be able to go and have fun. Doing it myself with locals for the first time in like I think 5 to 6 months, that's wild. What were you playing and how did it go? All right, let's jump into our... Oh, I guess also just to give you a quick explanation of what this deck is. It's Raging Bolt, Ogre Pawn. Kangaskhan is going to be kind of our main like draw engine attacker in the early game. Teal Mask Ogre Pawn is also our draw engine, as well as getting energy on the board to use Raging Bolt, or for us to energy switch onto Kangaskhan or onto even Ogre Pawn to attack Pokemon that are weak to grass. We play Judge and Unfair Stamp for hand disruption. Xerosix, I don't know, I'm not sold on if Xerosix is necessary. Obviously it helps with like decks that draw a lot, like Alakazam or even Dragapult without hand disruption. But we'll see. Glass Trumpet also allows us to accelerate energy both to Kangaskhan and to Meowth, either to make Raging Bolt hit harder, or to pair it with an energy switch and power up someone else. Petulant, petching Fez into the active is basically the way we survive Retreat Lock. That's really the only reason Petulant's here, is to deal with Retreat Lock consistently. Iron Leaves is another option, but Iron Leaves you can really only do once, whereas with Petulant you can do it all the time. Sereno is probably mostly going to be the first supporter we tend to use, unless we just open all of our EXs, because this just allows us to go into our deck and pull out 3 EXs to set up the bench. Energy, of course, to attack with our Pokemon. Wellspring Ogre Pawn to deal with being able to torrential pump 100 damage to the active, 120 to the bench to deal with your Dragapults, your Garchomps, your Zorua, anything that plays an evolution Pokemon, as long as they don't put Shaman down. You got first with Cynthia's Garchomp. Let's go. Cynthia's Garchomp is another deck I really want to play a lot of. We'll probably play that maybe in next stream or the stream after that. I'm afraid of how much grass is in my local area. My local area plays a lot of grass decks. And I'm scared. Because it's just such a big grass weakness. The Garchomp is so good into like Dragapult. But yeah, there was an update today to live, so I've already seen a couple of visual differences. I didn't even look at the change log, but I'm hoping it's fixed some of the issues we've had. Like this black bar, I feel like this black bar is normally there. I don't think that's a good visual difference. That just looks kind of bad. Change log. Don't want to open the Meowth EX, so we'll open the Passimium. Passimium is pretty only here to deal with like Kangaskhan, or other Meowths or stuff. Crispin with Psych Energy potential. I think it's Ogre Box or Clef Pawn. Patch notes. Is this today? Yeah, this is today. Sometimes concluded. New deck import options. Deck importing can automatically swap in card variations you already own. Desktop clients now include a full screen deck view. Oh, I didn't look at that. We need to look at that. Editing is smoother overall with big card view. Improved support for tablets. Bug fixes. Fixed an issue to occasionally prevent valid cards from being selectable during a search action. I'm sure they fixed it. I'm sure they fixed that. That's been an issue since the game released. And then some random fixes for other cards that weren't working right. Mega Skarmory. Shaman was having some issues. Decidueye, Naveen, Kingdra, Turtonator, Mimikyu was having issues when interacting with Mega Zygarde. Fixed an issue where the Dragapult EX starter deck incorrectly contained 4 Caretaker instead of 4 Buddy Poffin. That's a really weird incorrect. Fixed an issue where the game could get stuck loading the main menu. Fixed an issue where the variant drawer could fail to show all available variants after a player switches to another card in the card view. Various other bug fixes and polishes. Okay, hopefully it's fixed the connection issues, but I doubt it. We do have Meowth in hand, so we can probably Meowth for Sereno. And is there a world where we just try and go for an attack? I would love to start the prize race here. Crispin could get us there. Sereno could get us the Latias, and obviously to get out. Or we just send Kangaskhan up into active. We could Ultra Ball for it, but the attach retreat doesn't work. Yeah. Yeah, we kind of got to. I don't want to, but we kind of have to. The hand wasn't really there to do much more. Oh, wait. Grab Latias, Kangaskhan, probably Teal Mask. If we're able to charge it up, if we hit one of the other energy switches, then we attack with Kangaskhan and, you know, just hope to flip heads, but we'll see. Latias, Kangaskhan, Ogerpon, which we do get to see 4 cards here. So there is a world where we could hit another energy switch. Then we just have to hit a head flip. Nope. Alright, that's fine. We'll just go and attach that there. No need to energy switch here. Ender turn, probably going to be pretty bad, but at least high HP that they need to reach. My only loss Saturday was a grass deck, yeah. Yeah, and I'm sure, you know, they can kind of brick, or, you know, you can just get so far ahead it doesn't matter. Like, that was one of my wins against Festival, which Festival Elite is already a pretty decent matchup for us because we're playing the Teal Mask Overpawn. But, like, they bricked their first turn, and so I was able to... I was going second, they bricked their first turn. I went second. Their second turn, they got just one Applin down, and then had to pass, and I was like, okay, the game's mine. I was like, I was just able to get ahead. Not that it was much of an issue to me anyways, but still. Starless, how are you doing? Welcome on in. 60-day stream streak. That's crazy, Welsh. And I still haven't... I need to update my redeemables. I really want to do that. Now, I'm gonna set a reminder for myself. I need to sit down and actually update those, because there's still Town of Salem ones in there, and I want to add redeemables to, like, challenge me in TCG Live and stuff like that. Update Twitch redeems. Okay, if we can get a Area 0, then we will attack with Raging Bolt here and take 3 prizes. I know it leaves, you know, him to attack us, but I don't care too much about that. I just need an Area 0 to open up the bench. Nope. And we could still potentially get there with Crispin can get me 1 more energy. Wish we just had bench space as well, because then we could Meowth for boss and, you know, punch the Clefairy. We can still we'll definitely get an attack here. I won't need the water for Teal Mask, or for Wellspring, so we'll just go ahead and Crispin attach it here. Boss, a little too late for you there, bud. I mean, they did not set up here, so we might as well just attack. There's a world where we flip 2 heads. Or there's also a world where we just set it up for a knockout next turn. Okay, no heads. Last game of the night was unfortunate for my opponent. I had 2 Rosaries set up, took out 2 Mega Zygardes per game. Hoo-hoo. That's nice. I did play into a Mega Zygarde last night. They set up, but it's just pretty easy for Raging Bolt to reach that HP. Did you know Wiz will have an early stream on my birthday and still he'll be late? Darkless, I have bad news. I have bad news about that stream. Oh, I have bad news about that stream. Meowth has the last ditch catch ability when you play it to your bench. That allows you to search your deck for any supporter. So this deck plays 3 of them. So realistically, every turn you can pull out a supporter. No, I think the stream is going to be canceled. Because there is a cup that day that I would like to go to. Because I really want to get these champion points. And also there's a really cool mat. I'm trying to see if there's another day this week where I can squeeze in a 3rd stream. But I don't know that there is. I might be able to squeeze it in Thursday night. I want to do more daytime streams. We'll probably do a daytime stream on Sunday, potentially. I like doing daytime streams. Also switched over from Neo Upper Energy to Scoop Up Cyclone. Dude, see, Scoop Up Cyclone's kind of broken. Neo Upper just feels just as bad as an Ace Spec, just discarded. Yeah, I don't love the Neo Upper. The version that I've been playing has been playing Unfair Stamp, but even then, I haven't loved it. Scoop Up Cyclone in, like, Mega Lucario is kind of wild. You won't even do a champion stream? I actually have been considering it. I've been considering doing some champion stuff. I don't know when. I haven't even installed it yet. But I've been considering doing some champion stuff. Just to at least check it out at some point. Do they have enough here? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 12, 14, 16, 18. 2, 220. 230 with the Adrenabrain. 230, which isn't a knockout. Clefairy Full Moon Rondo does 20 damage for every Pokemon, including themselves. Actually, I think it's 240 is what they're doing. Still not a knockout, though. Big damage. 240. But next turn, they can just move 30, but we're just going to boss and take this damage off the board, so it won't matter. And then we'll also be too far ahead for it to really matter. Actually, 120 is 10 off. Man, had they not done that, we could have actually Teal Masked and done some, but I don't want to leave damage on there. Well, we could have, like, Teal Masked into this and taken out Monkey Dory and done that, but we'll leave that. We're just going to clear this damage off the board, though. For sure. For sure. And there's also where we can just boss up Mega Absol, which is weak to grass, the next turn and deal with that. Am a fan of that. I don't see us needing Wellspring in this matchup, and we could probably get rid of 1 Crispin. I just want to get at least 1 Raging Bolt in play. Have anything to recover here? No. And we'll just boss you. And take, yeah. They can easily take the 3 prizes back, but again, we just have to take this out for another 3 prizes. That's a different Raging Bolt art, correct? It's just Raging Bolt EX. I think this might be a promo. Yeah, this is a promo. But I, for some reason, bought the promos. And like I said, I tend to like to use the arts that I use when I actually play, because I will just so when you go to like challenges and cups, you have to submit a deck list that has to also include the correct number right here of what the actual card is, and you can get in trouble and get like a match loss or even get disqualified if your deck list is like completely off. So I like to play the same cards because of that. And I think for some reason when I bought my Raging Bolts like a year and a half ago, I for some reason bought 4 promos because I think they were just cheaper than the other Raging Bolt. I think the typical Raging Bolt EX, I think they're looking the other direction. I can look after this game. I can pull up all the Raging Bolt art, because I want to go into the deck profile anyways, since there was an update to the way the deck editor looks that we didn't really look at. So we will, look at that for sure. Unfair Stamp. Hurts. I should have put the Fez down, actually. That was actually a misplay. I should have benched the Fez. Should have benched the Fez. I'll never play TCG competitively, not to mention I suck at TCG. Me too. I'm also already enjoying Cynthia's Chomp so much more. I'm already trying to bling the deck with multiple available League Stamp Hollows. Let's go. Yeah, I've really been enjoying Cynthia's Guardian. It's been really fun. And I've played this, and I've been having a lot of fun with this as well. But like I said, probably next stream we'll probably play some Chomp. Last Ditch Catch. I don't know what they're going to... I assume they're going to boss to kill the Ogre with 3 energy on it. That makes the most sense. Actually, it really does. I mean, no matter what, they're leaving me an attacker and draw power. I mean, Wellspring, they could take a 4-prize turn if they can set it up. I don't know, they attach for turn onto Absol. Prism Energy. I don't like the way this is zoomed as much. What are they retreating into? Or they could try and saw block me, I guess. But I mean, then if I just... I mean, they could saw block me. No, okay, they're just going to swing for knockout. Okay, that's fine. Only downside to my list is it's a 2-2 Rose line instead of the 3-3. I like the 3-3. I need to look at the... Or I need to change the list that I was playing. But I was playing a 3-3 of the Rose line. Okay, they're setting this up to be their attacker next turn. They've already retreated to this, so they can't do another retreating this turn. Unless they play like a switch or something. Okay, just knock out here. We'll promote this. We have Unfair Stamp. We'll play down the Latios just to get it out of hand. Decrease the cards going into deck. Would love to top... I mean, if we top deck Boss, it's game. Or Meowth or Ultra Ball. Really just any of those are our outs here. Cool. Cool. That sure makes it easy. That sure makes it easy. I love the LPX. I really don't. It's so broken. That's why we played 3 of them. That's why we played 3 of them. That's so good. So funny. GG. What does Passium do? Passium is, I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that Pokemon as well. So they do 20 damage for all of my Pokemon in play. So if I have a full bench, and it includes themselves, so let's say a bench of 5, that's 100 plus themselves 120. And if you hit into something that's weak to fighting, like Meowth, or preferably get down your area 0 and open up your bench for a full 8. So that way you can attack and knock out Mega Kangaskhan, for instance. What did you just call? I said Passimian. I don't know. Last thing I'll say, it just feels really nice to have been on a break for so long, come back and win locals. No, that's awesome. That's truly the best. Okay, so there's evidently a full deck view deck. Oh, that's pretty nice. Okay, that's a pretty nice visual. That's fun. My face cam covers it, but still, that's a fun, like, full, like, way to look at your deck and, like, actually see everything that's in there. Makes it a lot easier. This will be a lot easier for when, like, I'm building decks physically instead of me having to, like, scroll. I actually really like this. This is a great ad. Passable. I pronounce it similarly. Pass I'm in. You know what? Let's look up pronunciation. Pokemon pronunciation. Pause the music.
Passimian.
Passimian. Oh. Am I correct? Hold up. Was I correct?
Passimian.
Passimian? That's what I've been saying, I think. Maybe it's not what I've been saying. Who knows? I'll take it. I'll take the win, though. I'll take the win. My one and only for the year. Oh, that's funny. All right, there's another thing I was going to look at that they changed. Oh, no, I was going to show you. I was going to look at the different Raging Bolt art. Yeah, this is the regular basic Raging Bolt, but I play the promo because it's what I bought for some reason. And then you'll also see people playing the full art. Or I think this is the one you'll most often see people playing, this SIR. I like this one. I want to live down Geddes. Even as how I'm saying it right now is Geddes wrong? Or what did I used to say if not that? I don't even know. So much of Gen 5 was just pronunciation. Geddes? Yeah, I don't know. It's very wrong. Getsis. I don't know. Is it Getsis? I said that before you sent that. That's funny. Good old Getsis. So much of Gen 5 I mispronounce. I mean, so much of just Pokemon in general I mispronounce. So much, you know, let me rephrase that. So much of the English language I mispronounce. Gen Assist. Guinness. Guinness. Yon, did you attempt or are you doing NAIC? English is 2 other languages in a trench coat. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I didn't even talk about that. I asked you the question about NAIC, but I didn't even tell you all that I managed to secure my registration for NAIC, and I did it while in the middle of the ocean. Do you know what N's full name is? Of course, it's N. You literally asked. You literally told me in the ask. No, his full name is N. It's right there. You want his government name? It's in Pokemon. Natural Harmonious Groupus. Nah, that's wrong. N's name is in Pokemon. The only thing every time I think of N, the first thing that visually comes to mind. Actually, all of you close your eyes right now and think of N. What is the first visualization? Not the letter, but the character. What is the first visualization of N that comes to your mind? For me, it's on the when you're on the carousel, not the carousel, not the carousel, the stupid I almost said merry-go-round instead. Ferris wheel, my god. On the Ferris wheel. Ooh, pretty bad draws there. 369, 120, 150. If they start loading up, like, should I attach this here just to have it? Might, because Ferris will get confused with carousel. You know what happens. I don't currently plan to go to NAC. I don't think I'll be going to any regionals anytime soon. Money's still kind of tight around me, and I don't think I can fork up 80 plus to go. I feel that. I feel that. Especially, it always feels bad. Like if you go to something like that, and especially like if you lose like going to Orlando. At least, you know, I was right here, but then like losing the first round, and I'm like, damn, this was my whole weekend. Spent, you know, $80 plus to be here just to immediately lose the first round in like a stupid way. Like it always feels bad. I would love to be able to go to more events. I just don't. The money and also just the travel is tough for me. NAIC is the big one I go for just because it's easier to drive to. I mean, I think the full art that he has as a promo, he's like the big best of XY set promo where he's holding Xanax like ibuprofen together. Wait. Now I have to look up this card. You remember what the name of it? It's from X and Y. I'm just gonna type in the letter N. I'm sure that'll get me exactly what I'm looking for. Let me filter down to, not to deck boxes, to Pokemon. Wizgets Ferris can. Oh, that meme. Oh, the ibuprofen. You know the meme? Opponent conceded. Yeah, I'm just built diff. They can't even kind of deal with me. Oh, wait. This one right here? Where's it at? Where's the button? Wait, can I make it this larger? This one? That one? This card's also $103. What? Why? That's funny. What is it even? Each player shuffles his or her hand into his or her deck. Why do we specify like that? It's just say there. It's so why use a lot word when less word do trick? Then each player draws a card, or just say player. Each player shuffles hand into players. I don't know. Each player draws a card for the remaining. Oh, this is just Iono. This is I remember people saying that Iono was in, but I just didn't know the card because I didn't play around that long ago. That's very funny. That's very funny. Iono, but into deck, it's a Devanma deck. Yeah, I feel like that would kind of be nicer. Or isn't that what Roxanne used to do? I don't know. Roxanne was like the main disruptor, late game disruptor when I first started playing. Use this card if your opponent has 3 less prize cards. Both players shuffle a hand into the deck. You draw 6, opponent draws 2, which is now the unfair stamp. But can be used just when you get knocked out. This was the and then it turned to Iono for me. Yeah, only 15 cents. That's crazy. The big card I want to buy just from like the not from the X and Y era, but you saying that I think it was an X and Y promo. I think it was. Yeah, it was an X and Y promo. I want to pick up this card. I just really like this art, and I really like Magirna. This is a really, really pretty art. But I knew it was an X and Y promo. Actually, Magirna doesn't have that many cards, which is kind of crazy. I could actually, for what, $35, get every English printing of Magirna. That's kind of funny. I might do that. I like doing my full English printings of every of specific Pokemon that I like. Look at the Discord. Okay. That's funny. Come, let's take ibuprofen together. That's funny. That's a good bit. That's a good bit. All right, let's play another game. Next win is Master Ball. I've not been playing as much TCG, obviously, because I was on a cruise. Can't really play a lot of TCG on a cruise. Even before that, I just hadn't been playing a lot. It was just all of the issues with the client, which was really turning me off from playing the game in general. Which just like disconnects and freezes. Perfect start. Loves starting that Mega Kangaskhan. I won the coin flip, right? Yeah, I'm going second. I go in second because I can Cyrano and get some Megas out or potentially attack. Pokemon YouTuber make a video about getting a shiny Ralts. If I recall, and that meme was everywhere there. Oh, that's really funny. Also, a big fan of ibuprofen. Fun fact. Love some ibuprofen. Ooh, Alakazam. Okay, I have not played this into Alakazam. So Wellspring Ogerpon is obviously a good attacker. They could put Shaman into play, but that's also why we play the Xerosix as a hand disruptor for them. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what prizes look like and all that good stuff. Hopefully, yeah, I was like, hopefully they don't get a guy down, and they didn't. They didn't get a guy down. Okay, I need a really good draw here. Okay, that was actually not a really good draw here. I could Raging Bolt and just kill this Abra, which I might do because it has energy on it. I think that actually is the play. Crispin to Raging Bolt. And then just knock out. Might as well start the prize race here. It's all single prizers. We got a Meowth prized. Xerosic's here, Ogre's here. Is Water Energy here? Water Energy's here. Okay, so we can do all of that. How many energy switches do I have? 3. Okay. Doing some quick checks. Knockout. Hey, good prize to grab. Meowth's pretty good. Meowth can get us some more setup stuff going. Which again depends on the draw. We can get a decent draw or top deck. We also do have Crispin to get us some more cards going. But I don't super love the idea of having to spend 2 energy to knock out here. But we'll see what happens. I want to let them build up a little bit of a hand before we Xerosix it. I don't want to stop them, make it where it's too easy to recover. Gotta be mindful about when we hit the Xerosix. Pretty rough turn for them. They didn't get an energy attachment. Lily might be the play. I do think we Lily here to try and get... I think I'm willing to forgo a guaranteed attack. Wow, should not have done that. Well, actually, we get a guaranteed attack because I get the Night Stretcher. But still, that's pretty bad. Lay you down. Just Bellowing Thunder. 2 prizes, that's fine, I'm okay with that. See if they're able to get a knockout here. I don't know. Crispin might have been the better play, but I feel better with this current board state. Well, we know they have an Alakazam in hand. What did they actually grab off the dot? Then they grab... What's their face as well? No, they did not grab the Dunsparce, but they might have one in hand. Okay, they do get the Zam. It's Sacred Ash. Those 3 back in. They do get energy. They are punching for 200 right now. Okay, they're punching for 240. That is a knockout. 12 is 240. Yeah, so they get knockout. So we'll push Kangaskhan. Battle Cage just starts damage counters, right? Or no, damage counters being placed, but doesn't stop damage. So Wellspring still places damage, but Wellspring doesn't kill Alakazam, so we would need something else inactive. I don't hate it though. Yeah, they put Dunsparce and Alakazam in hand. This is actually a time where I feel like Xerosix would be pretty good. Or even Unfair Stamp would be pretty good here. Just to get rid of that setup that they just put in their hand. Call for hand for 240. Set up Kangaskhan. We get to see minimum of 3 cards here. Energy Retrieval doesn't buy us anything off the get-go, but we'll see where we go. Boss isn't that strong here. Does Meowth get me anything? I don't know. I mean, Meowth for Xerosix. and then don't even attack. That's what we're looking at here. Meowth for Zerosix and we don't even attack. But again, they have right now, we know that they have a Dunsparce and an Alakazam in hand. We know they put a lot into their hand. Crispin doesn't really get me an attack. Or we could also Judge. Judge could also further my turn and would again disrupt them. I think I'd be okay with that, because that could also disrupt and still keep me in the game. Or not necessarily still in the game, but in this turn. Could give me more action. Let's go Judge, because it could give me more actions to actually take a knockout this turn. We aren't going to play down the Ogre, because maybe if I get Fez... We do get Area 0, though, which is pretty good. And Raging Bolt. I'll just attach that there to potentially set this up for an attacker. And then I don't want to give them Area 0 to buff. Let me see what card can I be. Come on in, buddy. They did get into the Kadabra, so they do get to draw. And again, they could still reach a knockout here. This is not a done deal for us. Just we're not. I still feel like that was better than hitting the Zerosix, though. It just gave us the higher chance of doing something this turn. How much draw is that going to give us? Going to give them some decent draw, though. I don't know if it's going to give them... I don't know if there's any way they can reach 15 cards here. Another Dunsparce puts them up to 12? I mean, I guess if they play a Fez. Kind of asking for a lot, though. I just need them to whiff this turn, so that way... I mean, right now we're living off a top deck and a run, air, and draw. Okay, Rare Candy gets them 3 more cards. Okay, so that and the Dunsparce. But no, they just had to use 2 cards to get that going. That only puts them to 13. If they did Dunsparce as well, but I don't know that they have that. They do not. Okay, so they're just hitting for 160. Okay, I can live with that. Next turn they do get a knockout, so we do not want to leave Kangaskhan inactive. Energy Switch is part of a piece I need. Wow, that's pretty bad, actually. None of that really helps. Could Ultra Ball for Meowth for Zerosix again, but I don't know that that's the play we want to do here. I'm thinking Ultra Ball for Wellspring. Punch. Maybe 120 onto one of the Dunsparces. Take a prize. I'm just trying to slow their draw. Actually, do we know if they have an Alakazam? I don't know if they have an Alakazam in hand. They do have an Alakazam in hand, but I think that's the one they re-candied, so I think that actually is the better case. Alright, so we Wellspring. We then Wellspring. Yeah. Okay. Grass to hand. And then we will Teal Dance because we have an energy switch. We'll take it off that because they could potentially boss this and kill this. I think that the Dunsparce is better just because that really decreases their draw. This doesn't kill here, but hopefully we can reset up an Ogre Pawn at some point and deal with it. Or I'm just hoping they can't reach it. Imagine a setup including item lock and ability lock. That would be awful. That would be awful. I would hate that. We know they have at least one to Dunsparce in hand from the Dawn last turn. The Alakazam they rare candied in. They could have another one though. I don't think we've put one in the... Even if we did put one in the discard, they Sacred Ashed it back. But we know they have the Dunsparce, so they should at least hit that draw there. That would take them from 8 up to 11. Which is knockout. Oh, Hilda. Oh, for, Enriching Energy. Could not think of it. Okay, that'll get them enough for knockout here. Are you good, puppy? Back there doing some real, like, concerning coughs. They attach the Enriching Energy to the one they're also going to shuffle back into their deck to keep that going. Okay, so now's where we will want it, because now they're setting up a giant hand. So now's a good time to Xerosix. Next turn is going to be a really good turn to Xerosix. Might be wrong, but what is the limit on Briar? My opponent has to have exactly 2 prizes remaining. So next turn it'll be active. If they go down to 1 prize, not active. They have to have exactly 2 prizes. And I'll get an additional prize card for it. So, I mean, there is a world also where we, you know, could Briar for game. Briar with Wellspring, but I just don't have a ton of pieces right now. It depends on what we draw here. Because I have Area 0 to open up our board. We can draw 2 here. I want to Ultra Brawl for Meowth to Xerosix if I don't find a way to get... If I can find a way to Ultra Brawl for Meowth and Fez, that's one thing. But if I can't... Yeah, definitely a world where we could win this turn. Okay, we just find the Xerosix, so that means I can Ultra Ball for Fez to just draw and see if we can get further. I'll get rid of both of those. I don't think I need the water energy anymore, though. Well, no, I need the water energy if the Fez gets me anywhere. But I don't have to Meowth because I have that. I mean, I would obviously need it if we went that route, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. No, okay. None of that's happening, so we will just Xerosix them down. They have to discard down until 3 cards in their hands, so they have to throw away 13 cards. So it's going to take them probably a minute or so to decide what 3 cards they want to keep. But they also can just win next turn if they're able to get their hand up enough, but I'm just hoping they can't. And we're just going to push Ogre Pawn and just knock out, take a prize. So that way if they aren't able to get game, then we can still win with Briar, because they'll be still sitting at 2 prizes. We'll see what happens. If you played one more Wellspring, you'd have won here. No, except, well, I would have needed one more energy switch. Because we would have played down Wellspring, energy switch to it, attached for turn. I would have needed one more. Alright, let's do a quick glance at what they threw away. They threw away Boss, Shaman, 2 Enhanced Hammers. Okay, so they're probably still feeling pretty good about what they got. But again, there's still a world where they could get there. If they draw enough cards. Because they still have an Enriching Energy. A Dunsparce to draw. They could Alakazam again to draw. The cards they threw, I'm surprised they threw away Pokegears, though. I feel like they would have wanted to keep the Pokegears to get to Dunsparce. They must have had something. 7, that's 14 right now. I mean, honestly, actually, they should have just kept... If they had Enriching, they should have just kept Boss. And they could have just bossed... Maybe they have another boss in hand, because they could have just bossed Kangaskhan for game. I'm assuming that has to be what it is. They had another boss in hand. And they had another Pokepad, which is why they threw that away. Right now they're hitting for 16, so boss on Kangaskhan is game here. Runaway Draw is up to 10. Fez is up to 30. Okay, yeah, that's game. Unless they just somehow... We'll sit here and see if they just misplay. What if they had boss? If they didn't have boss, it's not needless extension. But I mean, now it is. If they don't just click attack, if they do any other action here, yeah. I don't know. Maybe we should have went for the Xerosix earlier instead of the Judge. That's the one part of the game that I think definitely changed if we were Xerosix them then. I don't know. I still feel like the Judge was better to potentially extend my turn. It obviously didn't. My turn really went nowhere off that Judge. But I was hoping I could have found an attack that turn. If I would have found an attack that turn, I think it would have been a little bit better. Because they threw away 14 cards. It says I did it, but this was them shuffling the 14 cards. Yeah, if we could have found like one more energy, it would have been something. Never need to do any, just use the Kadabra. Oh no, the Kadabra ability only works when they play it down. Once it's on the bench, it doesn't do anything. It's only when they first play it to the bench. Sam, how are you doing? Welcome on in. She was up for Walmart Ascended Heroes booster bundles and prismatic mini tins. Fun. I don't want them. I did pre-order Ascended Heroes booster bundles from Pokemon Center forever ago. I don't know when those are coming out though. Let me see if I can find anything in my order history. Processing? I only have one order that is processing right now. Maybe that means it's coming soon. See order details. It usually is processing. I don't know when that means it's coming. Yeah, let's open them. Meow. Doing pretty okay. It's a tiring April. I feel that. Okay, we're playing against the Garchomp. They took a lot of mulligans here. I'll take the 3 cards. We have a pretty decent matchup into this. When is Ascended Heroes booster bundle coming out? April 24th. Oh, okay. Oh, so that should be here this Friday then? Oh, dope. These should be here Friday. Nice. That's exciting. I'm excited to open those. Ascended Heroes has a lot of cool cards. Ugh. What were the big cards for Ascended Heroes? This is where they reprinted a lot of stuff. Where the good... Wow, just a bunch of Ultra Balls. Cool. Yeah, there are a lot of really good arts in Ascended Heroes. We get the Psyduck. I would love to pull the Psyduck. The Badoo. Did I pull the Scorbunny? I don't think I did. I could just, you know, here, I think that is what we do. We just set up our board. Because we didn't get any draw here, so I think we need to go for Kangaskhan to get some draw going. Or we could Meowth for Crispin, which is also draw. Let's just do this. Sob doesn't really do anything here because they just evolve it and they can retreat. Also, let's even check if Water Energy's in here. Water Energy is cool. Or maybe another Ogre, or actually maybe put a Meowth in. No, we already have Meowth in. We already have an Ogre. I don't know what I want then. I guess another ogre is fine. Yeah, that's fine. And then we'll draw two. I would really just like to draw grass energy. Cool. I'd really like to draw grass energy. Doesn't get grass energy. So funny. I think we still go for a... Yeah. Maybe we still go for a sob here, because there's potential where that could end up working out for us. Oh, I've already retreated. Never mind. We'll just start setting that up for next turn. I forgot I already retreated. How the regional go beside bad. I hadn't saw the video yet because I forgot. I do remember the title though. I did really poorly. I misplayed. I misplayed myself. Maybe just bad decisions. It was too in my head about stuff. It is what it is. I had fun though. And then how was the cruise? The cruise was the cruise was so good. Said water right. Water. Yeah, water's there. I still think this next turn is actually... We have a pretty decent... Again, if we can just get what we need. We can get an energy switch and not have to use Crispin here, and we can boss this and torrential pump that. I need, off this draw 2 here, I need energy switch and grass energy. Neither. Neither of the things we requested. Could still Crispin here and torrential pump and kill this one, which I don't think is a terrible decision, because that does at least slow them down significantly. So I don't hate that. I don't hate that. We will Teal Dance. Maybe we'll find the energy switch. Because I would just like to energy switch to keep the water energy on them if I can. No. Okay, that's fine. Still just kill this guy just to make it a little bit more difficult for them to set up. I don't think there's anything else we want to do here. Because this Garchomp's Champion's Call allows them to search their deck for any Cynthia's Pokemon. And so that's just going to slow them down on setting up their board. Because they Cynthia called last time to get the Gibble down, which means they don't have like a Buddy Poffin. Okay, probably top deck the Buddy Poffin because they didn't play that last time. So, no board wipe this next turn. Nice stretcher for the Gabite. The Rocky Energy prevents all effects of attacks. Prevents all effects from attacks. Unfair Stamp is fine. Damage not effect, obviously. Can I get a draw? Lily's pretty decent. It's a tanky Rosalie, right? Yeah, it's the Cynthia's Power Weight. The Cynthia's Pokemon this is attached to gets plus 70 HP. And Cynthia's Garchomp has 330 HP, so with the Power Weight on it, it has 400 HP. Which is wild. Gong. They've already attached for turn here. Cynthia's Garchomp is also a free retreater. Cynthia's Garchomp is pretty broken. Well, like I said, we'll be playing that next stream. Zero 6 does nothing for me. There's the energy switch we wanted last turn. They can hit, I can't remember what Rosalia, its retreats cost. Cynthia's, or Roserade rather. I can't remember what its retreat cost is. It's still a retreat cost of 1. So if I sob this, they just Evo and retreat. That is still their attach for turn. Or they could also play a switch. Or we could just retreat and attack. I think I like just retreat and attack and knock them out. And just take a... just have an even prize card going. And also not leave something that's easy for them to knock out. But there. The Myriad Leaf Shadow for just knockout. To the end, Zora card to open? Yes, 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 yes. So cool. Steven's Meta grows with the hero cape is tankier. What is their HP up to? Is that like... is why I think they're 3... are they 360? So that puts, what, 460? Is that correct? I'm making that up. Oh yeah, that's why I Ascended Heroes. I wanted to open up this set before I bought any of the cards from this. Because I could get the Fan Rotom, could get the Dreepy and the Drakloak, which I just want those for the binder. Probably won't play those. The Cynthia Spiritomb is really good in that set. Rocket's Mimikyu. It has a lot of really good IRs in this set. And the Lily's Clefairy and the Mega Dragonite. Lots of cards I can also sell for some decent amount to buy me more cards. 440 to 460. I think it's 460. Thanks, that was the rarest card I got to open. I did get a lot of regular ones with art I just didn't have since the pack were Destined Rivals and Journey Together, which I don't really... I really like Destined Rivals, but it was around that time it was difficult to find the set. So they're 400 HP, so I need to be hitting 200. They're weak to grass, so I just need to hit 200. Their attack discards energy. So how much energy do I need on myself? Because they will have 0 energy, so it's just coming off me. I need to get up to 200. That's pretty difficult to get up to. It's going to be pretty difficult to reach. Because I need to be hitting 3, 6, 90, 120, 150, 180. I need 6 energy on it. That's asking for a lot. That's asking for a whole lot. They just had any energy on themselves to be fine. We could also just go a Raging Bolt here with Crispin, which might be the play. Okay, we do get Crispin. I just don't remember what's in the deck. So let me quickly check what's in the deck before we hit a Crispin. I just need fighting. Okay, cool. I just need those 2 in there so we can hit the knockout here. And then for 400, it's the 2 of these is 14. The 2 of these is 280. I have to be all my energy, right? What is 70 times 6? 420. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's all my energy. That's fine. I have fighting energy in hand. I said that and didn't check. I definitely should have checked. I have Teal Dance both of these. I shouldn't Ultra Ball. I thought I had one more Teal Maskin. Oh no, because I Ultra Balled it away earlier. That's my bad. I Ultra Balled it away earlier. That's fine. We still have enough energy to get there. And they... It'll be a tough cleanup. It'll be a very tough cleanup next turn, because they'll also have this guy sitting with 400 HP as well. It'll be a very tough game, or close out of a game. I have already unfair stamped those, so my hand is most likely staying the same. Card's still very sparse, but Mama has so much trouble finding. You just like to find those 10s they came in. Yeah, that's kind of crazy to find those. I have not seen a mini 10 in the wild. I think since like pre-COVID, honestly. Trying to think of what our outs are here. We get to see a lot of cards this next turn, so I'm not super duper concerned. Because even if they kill Kangaskhan, you know, we still get a Fez draw. Even if they kill Fez, we still get a Kangaskhan draw. So no matter what, we're getting to draw additional cards next turn. Let's see if we can reach just 6 energy. 6 energy is fairly easy to get into play. They're going to boss and kill Kangas. No, they're going to kill Fez. Okay. Hold up, did you just misplay? You just left energy on them. That means Ogerpon now becomes a win con. I was not expecting them to leave energy. Interesting. Interesting. So that now allows me to reach that, potentially. Gotta do quick math here. 3, 6, 9, 120, 150, 180. Okay, so I need 4 energy here. 4 energy there's kind of tough. 4 energy there's kind of tough. Just checking what's still in the deck. Okay, well, Crispin can still get me another grass and get me that, which is what I need. I need to attach that. Okay, I think I have a play here that works. Potentially. We already had it in hand. I was trying to discard stuff down. Grass in hand. Water attached there. Teal Dance. Alright, all I need is an attach for turn. I think Night Stretcher actually gets me that. Cool. That is 420. Nice. So I was expecting them to use their second attack, which does more damage and discards the energy. Ogerpon hits for damage based on how many energy is in play, both on my side and on their active side. So them leaving that 2 energy in active just means it's 2 less energy I have to find, because I'm building damage based off of all energy in play. So Myriad Leaf Shower does 30 more damage for each energy attached. So had they discarded, though, had they done their big attack that hits for 260, then they then it discards that. I am now dealing 60 damage less before weakness is added in, so I have to find 2 additional energy. And I assume the reason they chose to do that was because that discards their energy, then they have no energy in play anywhere, so they aren't able to do a big ending turn. But all they needed was just 1 energy to wrap up the game, because I had Fez in play, so they could have just bossed Fez the next turn. They didn't have to boss Fez that turn. They should have just taken out Kangaskhan, taken 3 prizes, and just given themselves some more outs. Or just also taken out the, which I'd left no energy in play, so there's really no better boss there. I think they should have just done that, but I'll take it. I'll take it. It works for me. Burm, burm, burm. Oh, oh. Alright, if we win this game, we're up to Master Ball. I keep forgetting to put my Joy-Cons on charge. I had my Joy-Cons on my desk because I was using them to... I was doing Pokopia and mouse mode, so that way it's easier to destroy stuff. And I keep forgetting to put them back on my Switch. Pokopia is so much fun. I'm still really loving Pokopia. I need to at some point show off my my build for you all. My opponent has chosen to go first. Not a terrible hand for going second. We get to Teal Dance and we get to Sereno and to get 3 guys out. Base building isn't my strong suit. I have not been doing super great on it either, but last Trump, this was the other piece that could have gotten us game last game as well. This might be the same person. Is this the same person? No, this is not the same person. Same deck, but not the same person. Similar start as well. Let me actually check if Water Energy's in here. Water Energy is in here. Actually, don't know if I want the Kangaskhan. I think we'll grab a new. Yeah, we'll see what happens. See what happens with all this. Crispy Crispin. And we'll sob them. Like I said, they can Evo. Evo breaks the sob, but maybe they don't find the Evo. Has Cynthia's Garchomp become more used or something? Yeah. It's really good. Dragapult is still kind of the best deck in the format right now, and Garchomp has a really good match spin to it, so it has become more used. They should have evolved the active. Evolving the active allows them to retreat out of the sob. Unless they just don't plan to retreat here. Which, I mean, I guess is a potential decision. Dragapult equals morality loss. This might just be a pass here. They only have 3 cards in hand. It is indeed. Hit for 50 there because Roserade also, its ability, all Cynthia's Pokemon do 30 more damage, which is pretty cool. Grab water and that. I think we're just going to attach here and attack. No reason to really do anything else here. Just take 2 prizes. No need to make a big thing about it. Would have loved to obviously take out both of the Gibbles, but you know, we'll do what we need to do here. They're in a real bad spot though, only 3 cards in hand. I mean, if they have like an Unfair Stamp, can help them reset here. Also depends on if they play the Unfair Stamp version. The Neo Upper, I think, has been seeing more play, but we'll see. Could also see Concede Angle if they just brick and don't draw out of it. Night Stretcher for probably Gibbleback. Just so that way they play around being able to just boss kill a Gibble. We have Ultra Ball to... Okay, they have a Lily. Okay, they could get back into it here. They could also still Lily into Unfair Stamp again if they're playing that build. I have a pretty good hand, so I would really not enjoy being Unfair Stamped. Pokepad for Gabite, which they can play because one of them was in play at the beginning of this turn. That'll allow them to get another Roselia or Gabite in play. I'd probably go for a Roselia in play. So I didn't use the Ogerpon abilities last turn. I didn't have Grass Energy. I agree. I got this Grass Energy off the prizes. Or else I would have. Or if I would have been, if I had another energy in hand, but the Grass Energy I got from Crispin, that was my only energy I had for attachment. I need 3 energy for the Torrential Pump. So if I had an energy switch in hand, I would have done it to draw a card, but I didn't want to. It wasn't worth the potential risk of not drawing into the card I needed. And this, for this matchup for them, it's as long as we take 2 prizes every turn, we win. Since we took the first 2 prizes, there's not really a lot of interesting plays that Cynthia's Garchomp can do as far as taking more than 2 prizes at a time. Like, they don't play Monkey Dory to, like, manipulate damage, or they don't play, you know, like Briar to be able to, again, manipulate damage. This is an interesting choice that you're retreating here. Because if you retreat to Gabite or into Gibble, you're allowing me, if I get an energy switch Crispin, to take out both of your Gibbles. You should have kept this inactive. The retreating here is incorrect. I thought you could attack from deck. Seems like every time you got an Ogerpon as an opponent. Attack from... Oh, no. Now, this is a very bad retreat here. Because now you're giving me an out to killing both... Okay, at least playing that another one's good, but they definitely should have left Roserade inactive. Because I don't hit 130 with Torrential Pump, but I'm only taking 1 prize. Now they're allowing me to potentially take 2 prizes here. And if I'm able to take 2 prizes here, you might as well just pack it up. Because there is no comeback. Obviously Meowth for Crispin, but again, there's no energy switch. I need an energy switch. I need an energy switch to do the most. I just grab my Meowth to put in hand, so that way I play it. They think it's the only Meowth I've played. So again, I would like to take 2 prizes here. 4 energy switches. Might just play to that out. Oh, you're right. The Cynthia tune is playing right now. That's so funny. It's pretty good. They could also just see me doing this and assume I have it and concede, which, again, you should never concede until your opponent actually has it, but they could go that route. They could just assume I have it. No. And I do not have it. I will just... Sob here doesn't really do anything. I'll then just put damage into play. Yeah, unfortunately they're able to take their knockout, but again, we're still ahead. They weren't able to take a knockout this last turn. This was still bad of a retreat. They should have just still left this inactive. Anything I want to Ultra Ball for here? No, I think I'm good. They will just Sob for damage. We could retreat into this. This resists. Yeah, the Sob doesn't do anything here, so let's retreat into Lanius, which resists the fighting damage. So right now they're only going to be doing 100 instead of the 130. Make them play around it. They gambled and won. It wasn't even a good gamble though, because there was no win. There was no benefit. The attaching the energy is fine, but the retreating, because there's no benefit in the retreat that they couldn't do the next turn, other than playing around the Sob. Maybe that's why they were doing. But if that's the case, they shouldn't have evolved. The evolution was the bad decision. I assume they were, now that I think more about it, they were trying to play around the Saw block, which is reasonable, but then you just shouldn't have evolved. Because you're putting yourself into the same spot here. I don't know, maybe they just really wanted to keep this. It was also, when I saw the other, I don't know, I don't know. It was definitely a gamble. It definitely did work out for them, though. They do get set up this turn, and they do get an attack. We're still ahead on the prize race, so it's not terrible. So we'll see what happens. Oh, also, when they play Forest Vitality, yeah, so they definitely didn't need to focus on getting this evolved then. Forest Vitality, each grass Pokemon, you can evolve into the next grass Pokemon, even if you played them down that turn. So if they play Boris Vitality, yeah, there's definitely no reason to evolve that. So then you just wasted an energy attachment. Because you should have attached this to the bench. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see what they do. We'll see what they do. Bum 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 bum. They don't have a Garchomp. What are they doing? Did they use all three of their champions call already? Champion called for a champion. Champion called for that. Oh, wait. Yeah, they have not champions called for a Garchomp. Maybe it's in hand already. It's got to be in hand already, right? No way it's not in hand already, right? Right? No way all three of their Garchomps are prized, right? If all three of your Garchomps are prized, you might as well just pack it up. There's no way you're about to announce Dragon Slice without evolving. Okay, Boss into Meowth, I assume? Meowth into Boss is pretty good if they also, again, get the Evo and they take 2 prizes. That's crazy. Oh, okay. Oh, both of these, the 30 was still enough for them to get the knockout. That is really cool. That's why they did that, because they had the Boss. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, I dig that. I dig that because they didn't have to do all that. That's really fun. I really dig that. We will just take 2 prizes here, so that's fine. That was a really fun play. I really dug that. That was really fun. Because then if it's not putting a 2 prizer in active that we can just kill with that. But I mean, I can still take 2 prizes here. Because they don't have anything protecting their bench. Not like Shaman or anything. Oh. Weird music just ends in the middle. And then we're going to unfair stamp them into 2 cards. And then we're going to flip the scripts. Cool. And we still have an attachment for turn. Go ahead and attach. There. Cool. And I just want to keep the water energy on them just in case. Just in case it comes up that we get to attack again for whatever. I just want to keep the water energy in play. Because to use Torrential Pump, you have to shuffle 3 energy back into your deck. So I'm just choosing the 3 energy that's shuffled back in to be everything but the water energy. So now I have multiple win conditions on board. Even if they disrupt my hand, I have multiple potential outs. I have a Fez to draw, I have Ogres to draw, I have Raging Bolt that with just 1 energy and energy on board is enough to kill a 400 HP Garchomp. I have Ogre Pawns that each both only need 1 energy to be able to be online and potential attackers. So I'm feeling pretty good about this current position. And they also only have 1 Champion's Call, so that has to be for a Garchomp, I would imagine. Which means they can't, which they're doing 100, 130, 160, unless they're playing Neo Upper and they have it in hand. Because each Rose Raid is plus 30 damage. So that's 1 of the cards in hand. They have 3 other cards, the 2 cards they got unfaired into, and the card they drew for turn. Are they... Okay, Cynthia's power rate's pretty good. And Lily, that's pretty good. New hand to 6 cards. What's also really great is since Meowth is in the discards, I can Night Stretcher for Meowth and Meowth again. Okay, that's their attachment for turns. They are not hitting Shrouding Buster. They're hitting for 100, 130, 160, so which is knockout. They do get take prizes here. But all I need is a singular fighting energy, and I have the 6 energy needed for knockout with Raging Bolt. Ultra Ball, maybe they play Fez? I don't know. Rare Candy and Gibble to the discard. They don't need another Roserade here. They're already doing enough damage. But they're just betting on me not having it. Yeah, the other Roserade, they're already doing enough damage. Because we don't resist fighting. Unless I've done my math wrong. 130, 160. Yeah, 160 plus 50 is 210. Okay, so we'll push Raging Bolt. We'll flip the script. I just need fighting energy. I mean, I guess actually Night Stretcher for Meowth. But I don't know how many Crispins are in deck. I play 4 Crispin, but I don't know if the 4th one's in deck or if it's prized. We'll just flip the script first and see what we get. Maybe we'll just top deck fighting energy. I imagine if we did, though. Alright, we'll just... I realize it doesn't matter. We can just check. No, playing down Meowth is our deck search, I realized. Crispin's there. Crispin for fighting energy. Cool. That should be enough. I could accelerate also like 3 more energy here. And could hit for even higher than 420, but there's no reason to do all that. We just have game. No reason to... I wish I could just... I wish there was a button there to just that's all energy, all available energy. Or instead of it having to, like, pick from Pokemon, like I have to click into a Pokemon and click out of it, I wish like, they all came up with their energy counts and I could just quickly select their energy. It would be so much faster. It'd be so much more... Because I always feel... I'm, like, always clicking as fast as I can. I'm like, I feel bad. I feel bad. Let's move on. Let's move on. Yeah, Garchomp's a really good matchup for us. But obviously can go in their favor if we whiff. But as long as... In that matchup, really, if we're able to take the first 2 prizes, and often we are, that's pretty good. Man, I just love this Clefairy. So good. The Shaman's also really nice, too. I really like all the extra leaves around it. Spent a lot of time running around in this sewer near Klefki. Didn't find a shiny Klefki, but got some shiny Litwicks? Is that what I was hunting? I think that's what I was hunting there. The Dedenne is real nice. The Dedenne, IR, I really, really want to get. If I can find it really fast. Look how cute that is. I love that. How's that going? You're trying for the shiny deck, and I couldn't tell you. Actually, I could tell you. I was gonna say I couldn't tell you the last time I played ZA, but then I remembered I can actually turn on my Switch, and it will tell me the last time I played ZA. Where do I look up for that? Do I go to my profile? I guess. Actually, maybe I can't tell you that. How can I see the last time I played a game? Can I see that? Maybe I can't see that. I thought I could. Does it not work like Steam, where I can see the last time I played a game? Sad. Okay, I don't think I can tell you that. I don't know if there's a last played. Yeah. It's been a long time since I played ZA. I have not played ZA at least since the since the release of Pokopia. Pokopia has been the only thing I've played on my Switch since it came out. I do want to play Champions at some point, but I haven't installed it yet. Mega Zygarde deck, it's on the list. I do plan to do it at some point because it does look kind of silly and fun, and I do want to play it at some point. Sorry, responding to a text. Alright. Next game. Some hydration, not dehydration. I feel you there. Let's all enjoy some.
Water. 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 Water.
Long ago, the four nations lived in harmony. That all changed when the thirst quenchers attacked. Only the Awala, master of keeping drinks cold, could stop them. So many points. Yeah, I wrote it down. Update Twitch points. I want to figure out something to put in there, but I don't know what. 400k? That's crazy. Alright, I want to do something more with the points. I don't know what, though. And then I hate that YouTube doesn't also have, like, a point system. Maybe I like that YouTube doesn't have a point system, because then I don't have to come up with anything for YouTube to do. What is the... Because I want to remove all the Town of Salem ones, of course. I assume Dragapult? With Fire, Psychic, and Rare Candy. Once you get 1 million, you can redeem... You get a 24-hour stream JK. Redeem that. And also, I want to remove Percy Pats and Merlin Pats, because I just hate having to, like, track them down when they're trying to, like, sleep. So maybe the redeemable will be instead of, like, play a specific, like on-screen animation that shows off Percy and Merlin. Alright, we'll definitely play this Ultra Ball. Like, we have Sereno in hand already. Because my thought was going to be Ultra Ball for that. Next turn, if we can't, like, Wellspring would be best case. Definitely need to use the energy switch as well. Damn, do we just grab... If water energy's here, I think we just grab Wellspring if water energy's in deck. Water energy is in deck, so I think we just do that. We just attach energy switch. So that way Crispin's my out. Okay. Do I need to time out a mod? No. No, we'll see. We'll remove those as well. We don't. I don't even really need mods right now either. Maybe one day we'll add some mods, but we just really don't need it right now. They haven't done pun book like once. I lost the pun book. Someone redeemed it like a month or so back. In case the Blaze can build. Someone redeemed pun book like a month or so back, and I was like, I don't know where that is. Do I want to keep the grass energy, or do I want to keep the water energy? I think I want to keep the water energy. Just like on them. I think I'm gonna, no, not attach that there, attach this here, just so I can keep the water energy in play rather, so that way Chris spinning it is my out. And I think I'm gonna kill the Torchic. I think the Torchic makes the most sense for kill. Actually, this already has energy on it. They only have 3. Actually, maybe let's get rid of all what already has energy on it. That already has energy on it. One less pull. Comes the mod, just get timed out. Perfection. Perfect prize card. Maybe we'll add like because like VIP is already there, so maybe for like instead of timeout a mod, it's like remove VIP from someone. I wish there was a way, maybe there is, for me to like reset everyone's points. Just be like, hey, we're starting out from a new position. I don't know, the points just don't, it's like whose line. The points don't matter. Two cards in hand. No way they have the other rare candy. We have a pretty bad hand. If they have the other rare candy. Shoot, do they have fire energy in hand? Okay, no, we're good. I was about to say, are they about to get a huge attack here? No, they are not. I think we just crisp in here and just kill these guys. I think that just has to be the play here. I wish we had another energy in hand, so that way I could grass energy there, but I think we just take out the pulse here. Imagine I clicked no on accident. Okay, no Dragapult attack. This is only doing 200 damage. Feeling pretty good about this, even though we have a pretty bad hand. 2 cards in hand, they have no draw power. Could have Fez, top deck Fez. Ooh, Lily's pretty good. Free 8 cards. Now they can really go anywhere. My timeout Wiz meaning stream dies, yeah. We'll add a in-stream. Add an in-stream redeem. Shaman, a little too late on the Shaman. I don't think the Shaman's really going to save you anymore here. You're a little late on the Shaman. I think that could be another interesting redeem is like pick a deck for me to play. Like play this deck for like either play X deck or send me a list to play for at least 1 or 2 games, something like that. I don't know. Ultra Ball for Meowth, I'm assuming. Meowth for Petrol for Unfair Stamp. That's what I'm guessing. Okay, Fez. Meowth could be prized. Maybe they're trying to find Stadium here so they can get damage on board. Okay, so no Meowth because that's a bench lock. No damage on board because again bench lock, so they can't kill this here. Seething Spear just prep one of these, punch for 200. Then I can always sob and at least hold them for a turn. Terrible top deck. Do I have energy in the discard? Oh, I do have energy in the discard. I realize that energy in the discard. So I Ultra Balled it away. Harmony. Okay, now we actually need you. Get 2 more draws here. We could potentially attack with Kangaskhan here, depending on how this goes. Just the grass energy. Trumpet to get that there. I just need to draw an energy, and we can at least attack. Okay, we do draw an energy. Cool. Just flip 3 heads. Chat, that's all we have to do is flip 3 heads. That's so easy to do. Just flip 3 heads. It's so easy. Okay. Okay, well. That's fine. Did give them Monkey Dory damage, but, I mean, they have more stuff they need to work on. Flip 3. 0 flipped. Must have rare candy in hand. They could take 4 prizes here pretty easily. They could actually take 6 prizes. No, they could take 4 prizes. I was like, they could if they do this, 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 but I was like, no, even then, if they get 2 monkeys in play, it's not really possible for 6 prizes. Point and laugh. And no flip the script, so still only 2 cards in hand, but now that does open up. Do they have Meowth? They do have Meowth. I don't even know what they would Meowth for here. I mean, could go Petrol for Pokegear, not Pokegear, Pokepad for Dracloak. Or for Lily to just, I mean, it actually does reset their end to 8, so that's actually probably better. I forgot they hadn't taken a price card yet. They just announced Phantom Dive. I assume they put 1 on the Ogre to take it out. Honestly, probably better to not give me a knockout here, not give me draw power. I mean, just boss's game for me. Because we just boss either Meowth or Blaziken. Both have less than 200 HP. They give me the knockout, which was bad. They should not have given me the knockout. Because now I can unfair stamp and potentially find Meowth / boss / Ultra Ball. We play 4 Ultra Balls, so we still have 3 more. We have 2 other bosses and some Meowths. Definitely possible to find the cards we need, and we have so much draw about to happen. That there. Still also get 2 run errands. Hey, there's Ultra Ball. That's game. Let me just make sure boss is in here. Boss is in here. Ultra Ball for Meowth. Last ditch catch for boss. Boss for Meowth. Just for fun. An opponent concede. Let's go! Coin flips are 50-50, but it never feels like it. It's games like this. You'll have to give you the opposite of what you want. That's true. That's so true. I just love this deck. This deck is so much fun right now. I'm really enjoying this deck. There's so many different ways to play and take knockouts, and so many different routes to take depending on what you're matched into. That was also super scary for us. Like, we could have gotten screwed multiple times in the early game had they been able to get setup going, or if we didn't draw. I mean, drawing the Crispin off the prizes was kind of insane. Kind of insane that we drew the Crispin off the prizes, because otherwise I think we had Cyrano in hand, I think, so we could have at least done something, but that was pretty good. That was pretty good. Unless it's overkill, then he gets 3. Yeah, I was honestly expecting 3 heads. If they would have let me make my attack there on Meowth, I was expecting 3 heads. Alright, this will probably be our last game of the night. See if we can get some good stuff going here. Your opponent has won the coin flip. We would prefer to go second because it gives us, we have a likelihood of like getting an attack off. But this deck is also okay going first, as long as we can get some sort of draw. And we get some sort of draw. Like, as long as we can at least start an Ogre Pawn with Grass Energy, or start Mega Kangaskhan, and we can at least draw cards to set up our board. And this is also something we want to Wellspring into, and we already have the attachment here, so that's actually pretty good. This is also a pretty good matchup for us because they're weak to grass as well. This is actually great. This is really good. That's a really good setup for us there. Go and attach the energy and go ahead and play down the Latias so we can retreat. Just put them in active in case they're playing like a retreat lock. And if they are playing a retreat lock, we can get around it pretty easily. Opponent has conceded. And right now, depending on what they get down, we could potentially have game with just Meowth for Crispin. Okay, Lily. But see, this is showing like even going first, the deck still operates pretty well. Breaking with Enzora. I mean, Enzora decks like this that are big, that are built off draw-off Pokemon, they can brick early game. But I mean, once they get set up, they're not really going to brick because they can just draw all day. But if they can't get that setup going, if they can get another Pokemon down here, it's Jover. They might have bricked. They did brick. Cool. Alright, so we will play one more game because this game was so short. Or just top deck Crispin. We don't even need the Meowth. Who needs the Meowth when we top deck Crispin? Who needs the Meowth when we top deck Crispin? That's crazy. That's so funny. Game was like, alright, go ahead and pack it up. We get out of here. Just grab another Meowth. Just go and grab another Meowth for... just to really rub it in. That's funny. That's funny. That's also why I like this deck, because it can potentially donk. Stack in the deck. So clearly, we doing something with the deck. I also can't currently play this deck in real life because I do not have a second Latias EX. I did order a second one. So right now the version of this deck that I'm playing plays a Iron Leaves and plays the second Latias EX. But I was playing this one to play the Petron build. And I think I've liked this Petron build. I think I've liked having the Zerosix and the Judge. I think those are more impactful cards than Iron Leaves and 2 more Grass Energy. Alright, they chose to go first. Latias and active going first could be Clefpawn, also referred to as the Slop Box. But I think they want to go second. A Risky Ruins. Okay, could be Dragapult. Or, oh, could be Toxtricity. No, it is Dragapult. I was thinking, like, why would you want a Risky Ruins this early? We're going to bump the Risky Ruins immediately with Area 0. Because we're just going to immediately be like, nah, we aren't doing that. Sorry, bud. Hey, I was like, I would love to top deck Sereno. How do you say, am I saying this guy right? Cyreno? Carino? Who knows? Who knows? Wellspring's here. Is Water Energy here? Water Energy is prized. Okay, so no Wellspring in for us. We'll go you. We'll go you. We'll go you. Play Area 0. We'll put the 3 of you down. We'll probably end the turn with Kangaskhan inactive so we can draw 3. Cyrano. Sereno makes more sense, yeah. Okay, just a Raging Bolt. Throw you up. Draw 2 cards. Give back cards. Raging Bolt to play. In the turn. I was hoping to get an energy there. Cyrano for accurate pronunciation. Sereno. Yeah, Sereno. I'm just gonna call him Cy. Yeah, gotta get that Air Balloon in play. I know they put it there to thin the hand instead of it lilling back in the deck. I just find it really funny that Air Balloon is there with Latias inactive. Psyduck! I love Psyduck. Psyduck's great. Zai. Potential Ultra Ball here for either a Dracloak. Maybe a world where they want to get... I feel like Dracloak's got to be what you grab here. Be weird not to grab a Dracloak here. Just to further your turn and also continue your setup. Oh, this is a control deck of some kind, because that was the Bronzong. I can't remember what it does. We'll look at it. During your opponent's next turn, they can't play any Pokemon that evolve. Oh yeah, it's the Evolution Jammer, which doesn't stop us. We don't play any Evolution Pokemon. But, they probably don't play Badoo. If I had to guess, they either don't play Badoo or they probably only play one Badoo. So I don't know how else they're fitting the Bronzor line in here. Probably no Badoo. Because they also chose to go first. There's probably not a Badoo build. Dragloak for Pokepad's really good. Can get another Dragloak going. Oh, we shouldn't have put the Raging Bolt down, actually. We shouldn't have showed them we had it. I only put it down in case of, like, getting judged, but I don't know why we'd get judged that early. Alright, I'm still just in the mindset of, like, playing cards down so we don't get Iono'd. Like, Iono doesn't exist anymore. Iono can't hurt you anymore. Iono's not real. Oh, but they leave the Latias inactive. That's a mistake, because now I can take 2 prizes. And all I need is my handy-dandy Crispin. Big mistake to leave that inactive. Yeah, Iono rotated out. Much to everyone's excitement. Much to the majority's excitement. Could get hand disrupted, so I don't know if I want to play the Ultra. Actually, let's play the Ultra Ball and put Fez down. Do I need another Raging Bolt? Maybe. I'll put it on the bench. I don't know that we'll need Fetch in this matchup. We'll go and put Fez on the bench. Yeah, they shouldn't leave Latios inactive because now we can just take a knockout. 70, 140, 210. Each energy does 70 damage. Iono Shuffle Stress Disorder. That's pretty good. Yeah, there's the water energy we needed. Could still come into play. Recon Directive. I hope that they don't draw anything super exciting. I mean, but again, we've taken the 2 prize lead, which is pretty good. Raging Bolt is a good attacker into Dragapult. Feel okay. Feel okay with our current position. Yeah, I'll Iono them. I'll Iono them. Don't worry. I'm still allowed to play it. I'm still allowed to play it. They can get 20 damage here, and they have another 20 damage. They'd have to get another one in play and Crispin damage. I'm like, do I just get rid of the Raging Bolt? I think I do. Let's get rid of the Raging Bolt. I think that's fine. I think that's fine. Maybe it isn't. Who knows? Who knows? I feel like that's asking for a lot for them to get energy. I mean, they can Crispin to get the energy, but they... I mean, then energy switch, I guess, to another one. I don't know. The new Iono will be Canary, but they shuffle the deck, but you get 6 cards. It's like, actually, you play it, I actually take 6 cards. You get nothing. They did actually add, there is a Canary card. I'm pretty sure it, I'll look up the exact card, but I'm pretty sure it just allows you to pull out Pokemon TCG. I think it just searches for, like, electric Pokemon. I don't want to go to TCG player. I literally just want to look at the card. You can only use this card if you discard another card from your hand. Search your deck for up to 4 electric Pokemon, reveal them, and put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. So they did Crispin, which, like I thought, so they can push 20 damage. But it's not really, doesn't do anything for them because they can't boss and Crispin in the same turn. Unfair stamp, okay. I was gonna say unless they play Prime Catcher, but they don't. It's unfair stamp. Which is also why I wanted to get Fez down, just in case they reached a knockout. They don't reach a knockout, though. I mean, they could play Pokemon Catcher and flip a coin to see if they get something else inactive. It'd be pretty cool. Very different build of Dragapult. I assume they gotta put the 20 here. Or maybe onto one of these guys. Because they punch 200 here. No reason to put 20 damage here. And just heal off here. That Glass Trumpet I was really looking forward to because I was going to Trumpet an energy here. Make it a little bit easier to get knockout. We could still reach a knockout on Dragapult here, which would be pretty good. Suddenly random Guardy deck. I'm surprised I haven't seen anyone like try and do anything with Mega Guardy. 1 damage, 1 damage, 1 damage. Maybe 3 here. All 6 here. Interesting. Okay. Their goal is to try and knock this out and try and take like a huge price turn. Oh, beautiful. That's just so rude for them. Does that get me there? I don't think it does. I think it does. 'Cause that's... I'll get lightning and I'll put electric in, or I'll get lightning and grass. 70, 140. Yeah, this is 280. I need 1 more energy, but I mean we have to do it. It's our only out here. We have to do it. And just hope we draw into another energy. Either draw into an energy or draw into another way to get energy. Oh, that's so unfortunate. We were so close to getting it there. That's so sad. Could retreat into Kangaskhan and just draw 2. But I mean, then they still get to place the 4 damage counters here. So I mean, that doesn't really do... Might as well just put a ton of damage onto them. Because they can still take 4 prizes here. And that sucks. That sucks that we're not able to find 1 more energy. Just needed to find 1 more energy. Which, I mean, there were so many ways to find it there. Glass Trumpet. We hadn't done an attachment for turn, so just raw energy. Night Stretcher. There were so many ways to find it, but we only had a 1-card draw. Unfortunate. Game's not completely over for us, but they do have a hefty hand, so they most likely do have boss. If they don't have boss, pretty good spot. Because still, we're ahead in the prize race. Monkey, I don't like seeing Monkey, because then they're going to attach an energy to it. They can push 60 energy, 60 damage. They could actually take this out in a turn. Yeah, they push 60 here if they have boss. That's 5 prizes. Looking pretty bad for us, gang. Looking pretty bad for us. Okay, no, they're just going to push the knockout. Interesting. I'm just going to push Gladius then, I guess. I mean, they might just still have boss, and so that my promotion here might not matter. They might just not have had a boss and trying to find boss. Because they haven't used a supporter yet, so they might have been trying to find boss off the prizes. Rocks Watchtower. Okay, so now Meowth doesn't work, and neither does Kangaskhan. We'll still promote Kangaskhan. Because we might get drawn to a stadium. We still get to flip the script. Okay, they do have boss. Okay, interesting. They have no energy attached here, so this does require a Crispin for this to get going. Pretty much any person can take a knockout here. So they'll get on to 2 prizes, which is fine. Probably going to put 4 here, then 1 here, and 1 here. I don't know, why would you put 6 here? The 6 doesn't matter. The extra 2 damage doesn't matter. You should have spread it around so that way in case you don't get boss. Again, we're still going to push it up just in case we get a stadium bump. I think we started with a flip the script. See what we draw into first. Okay. Okay. I like the stamp. Stamp is better than judge. I am thinking of grabbing Meowth here. I know the stadium's here, but just so we can glass trumpet to it. That's the only reason I'm going to grab Meowth here. I know it doesn't do anything, but it's only because I want to glass trumpet to it. Are my stadiums prized? No, these are my stadiums. I know it doesn't do anything. I know it doesn't do anything. I just want to trumpet to it. I think this is my stadium, and it won't allow me to use it. Damn it, that sucks. Damn it, that sucks. The game is just... I can't use any of... all of these cards should be playable. All of these cards should be playable. Yeah, we did get the stadium bump as well. Huh. Game just doesn't want to let me do anything. Cool. I love it here. Yeah, it doesn't want to let me play any of my cards. Doesn't want to let me play any of my cards. TCG Live. What are we doing? What are we doing, TCG Live? I absolutely could have gotten a knockout here. Absolutely could have gotten knockout here. Because I could have easily gotten 3 energy on them, or maybe found Night Stretcher to get Raging Bolt back, or even Passium back. That's so annoying. Because the Crispin with Night Stretcher and put the energy on that, absolutely leaves a 1 prizer and active. TCG Live is a perfectly balanced game with no glitches or exploits. You're so right. You're so right. You're so right. Alright. Well... I had to make them sit through that so that way they knew that I didn't misplay. I played correctly there. But I know that that person is sitting there like, well, they're so dumb. I can't believe they put Meowth EX into play. It's like, no, I knew Meowth EX was not going to do anything. It was purposeful because I was glass trumpeting to get me additional energy to potentially energy switch if I found energy switch. And I did find energy switch. The play worked. The play worked. But... the game didn't... I think the play actually worked perfectly. Actually, I look back at the video. How many energy switches did I have in hand? I had 2 energy switch in hand. So the play worked perfectly because I was going to Crispin, attach an energy to Kangaskhan. Actually, I would have drawn 2 cards first and potentially found Night Stretcher for Passium, and Passium would have been put into active because I would rather have a 1 prizer in active. And then I would have been able to energy switch the electric energy off Meowth either to Kangaskhan or to Pacific. But I would have, let's say we don't find the Night Stretcher, I would have energy switched the energy to Kangaskhan, Crispin an energy to Kangaskhan, Teal danced an energy, and then energy switched that to Kangaskhan. It would have been so perfect. They still could have easily had game. They would have just needed Crispin for game. But still, I was really excited about that play because that was the whole reason we Meowthed. Was so we could glass trumpet to it, and it took it away. Sad days. Sad days. Hey, at least we didn't have any connection errors today. I'll take that, you know? I'll take that. My opponent's dad works at TCG Live. That makes sense. That makes sense. I'll at least take the fact that we had no disconnects or no freezes. So, you know, we take the wins where we can get them. All right, I don't know what's going to happen with the rest of this week as far as streams are concerned. Currently, the next stream is scheduled for Friday night. There might be a stream Thursday night instead. And it'll be Thursday night, Friday night, and no stream Saturday. Most likely there will be no stream Saturday, due to the fact that there's a cup that day that I think I'm going to go play in. But there will most likely be no stream on Saturday. But that's going to be it for me tonight. Hope you all enjoyed the stream. I'm really enjoying the Bolt deck. Next TCG stream, we'll most likely be playing Garchomp. Because I just want to play some Garchomp. I do hate Dark. Yeah, don't tell Darkless, though. Don't tell him, though. Alright, you all have a fantastic night. For those of you watching over on YouTube, hope you enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you later. Bye-bye.